Okay, I'm going to read off 5 YouTube channels and the amount of times that their video was viewed. FTB, there's a reason behind this, by the way, so pay attention. I'll even hold this up. FTB Reacts, 304,000 views as of yesterday. CartierFamily, one word, 1.6 million views. J-Raw Visions, 98,000 views. Flawed TV, that's FLAWD TV, 174,000 views. Black Conservative Perspective, 678,000 views. Now, the views are very important that you remember. I'm going to talk about that. If you want to come back to this list and check these channels out, here it is. So there's a reason why I'm doing this video. And recently there was a song put out by Aldean. Try This in a Small Town, I think is the name of the video. Try That in a Small Town. Yeah, I think it's Try That in a Small Town. And it is amazing. Again, I'm going to circle back to those YouTube channels. It is amazing. First of all, let's go over those YouTube channels really quick. 60 seconds. What do they all have in common? They're all black owned. Okay? I picked those channels to view. I could have picked Tatum, Officer Tatum, very popular police news channel. I could have picked him. I could have picked the Conservative Twins, another very popular YouTube channel, but I decided not to go for those mainstream channels, so to speak, and I went off the road a little bit. Make sure that I am giving the news media outlets the benefit of the doubt. So what am I talking about? I'll get to it. Don't rush me. It's early in the morning. Head into work. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Okay? Click the little bell icon. It'll let you know every time I release a video. And give me a thumbs up. Helps fool the YouTube algorithms. If you know what I'm talking about. So they all viewed this one video, Aldean video. Okay? These channels are known for reviewing different music from different genre that you would expect them to review. For example, you know, one of them reviewed Leonard Skinner, and another one reviewed thousands of songs. That's pretty much their forte, is just reviewing songs, trying to get out of their genre specific, and they hear songs for the first time and give reviews on them. So they listened to the Aldean song, and I'm going to give you their review on that. But you would think the way the news media outlets to include the morning talk shows like The View, you would think the way they project this fake anger that the entire black community is up in arms about this song. You would think from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the northern border to the southern border, the way the news media outlets talk about this, that every black person's up in arms. Nope. Matter of fact, many of them like the song. And I'm going to get into what the hell's going on here. All right, a little side story here. I just stopped at the bank just to pull out a little spending money. And there's this lady, an elderly lady. I would say, I don't know how old she is. I don't even know if she's elderly, but she was above middle age, and she had pink hair. She was the only one at the ATM. And this green beetle, big flying green, you know, the iridescent green beetles, they fly around sometimes. It was flying next to her. She literally was waving her arms, screaming, running away, and then it kept following her, and then she charged it. Get away, get away! Meanwhile, her freaking ATM machine is like timed out or something. Pink hair. Did I mention that? Pink hair. So you know she's very well indoctrinated by the news media outlets, you know, the Me Too movement. I get out of the car, ma'am, it's just a beetle. You don't need to worry about it. No, it's a wasp. She kind of said it a little rudely, and then I fired back a little rudely. Then why are you charging at it? She grabbed her card and just freaking left. Didn't even grab her money or whatever. I mean, she didn't pull any money out. It timed out. She grabbed the card. It's not like I took her money. It timed out. She grabbed her card from the sliding thing and just took off. What a freaking idiot. Anyway, back to the video. I digress. So, you know, I'm hearing all this stuff from the news media outlets and everything about this song. Not in this small town. Jason Aldean. Go check it out. And I'm hearing the song for the first time. I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm then watching the video, re-listening to the lyrics, and I didn't hear one racist comment. As a matter of fact, I didn't hear one comment about race in the entire lyrics lineup. You know who injected race? It was the news media outlets. I really do believe they're trying to start a race war, personally. And even in his clips of the video, he had news clips, actual news clips that have been already spoon-fed to us through the news media outlets. They've already been published and whatnot. All he did is make a compilation and sung a song around it. In his news clips, most of the rioters were white. So how people can hear the word rioters or peaceful protesters, and automatically in their mind mentally assume it's about black people. And when you mentally assume something like that, the news media outlets, the Hollywood stars, the music stars, because a lot of music stars are against this song, the daytime talk shows, they're the racist ones. The nighttime talk shows, when you assume, that's what you really think about black people. But then you flip the card and try to play it like everybody else is racist, except for yourself. No, you're the racist one when you assume something that is occurring can only be the black people. So like I said, I listened to the song. By the way, check the song out if I haven't mentioned it again. I mentioned it before. I haven't had my first cup of coffee. It's a really good song, and I listened to it, and I listen to all kinds of music from all genres. It depends on my mood, really. It really does depend on my mood. One of my dreams, and I think it's a little late because they might be too old, but one of my dreams is always to go to a Metallica concert. Did you know that? Always wanted to go to a Metallica concert. Always dreamt about it. I mean, I've been to AC/DC. I listen to everything, really. I listen to everything when I'm in the moods, feeling mellow. Smooth jazz. I listened to some early 70s soul music, stylistics, stuff like that. I listen to everything. Again, so I kind of like this song because it had to me it was more country rock, and I really liked that. So back to the video and why he was actually, his video was censored by what is it, the country news, country video, the CMT, country music television, I think it is. It was shut down. They're no longer playing his video. And why is that? Because the truth is getting out there, and they don't want the truth out there. He has combined all these news clips to show you really what is happening, and it wasn't about protesting. It was about anarchists, just who do not like law, and were, you know, basically protesting law, not because law was bad. Because if they thought law was bad and the killing that the cops did was bad, then why did they do the same thing? Why did they kill? Why did they loot and steal and gang up around women and men and beat them up? My point. Okay, so they don't want this truth, and that's what they're afraid of, is the truth reaching the people. And that's why I mentioned the amount of views. That's why it was very important to mention the amount of views. Now, I only listed here 5 YouTube channels, black-owned YouTube channels. But over the weekend, before I made this video, I watched YouTube. And I kid you if I did not listen. I mean, I listened to close to 40 black-run YouTube channels. Not one of them thought the video was racist. And again, I went off the beaten path. You know, I went off, like, some of these guys looked like they were, I'll say it, like they were not mainstream. Okay, they had a little bit, if you know what I mean. And that's cool. I don't really care. And you look at them, you thought, oh, that's a liberal. And they might have been, but they still did not think this song was racist, and they even approved of the messaging. Every one of them. Every last one of them, of the 40. And it was very interesting to hear all their perspectives, all the YouTube channels' perspectives of what they felt when these riotings, I just had a Joe Biden moment. When the rioting, I did it again. When the riots, when the riots took place. Holy crap, do I need some caffeine. And it's very interesting to hear their perspective of what they saw and how they felt. They're afraid of this news, and that's why they're trying to cancel him and the song. And I'll just make a few more comments. It's amazing how they're attempting to cancel the song, but thanks to social media, he's like #1. The song's like #1 or #2 in the country. But yet, they did not cancel. Here's where I get a little profane. So if you have children or youngsters in the room, tell them to leave the room, because I am going to use some foul language here, because it's the only way I can describe the contrast, the absurdity. So if they're out of the room, give it a second or two. They did not cancel a gangster rapper named, and this is just one of many, a gangster rapper named Sexy, and I think it's SEXXY Red, R-E-D, Sexy Red. Didn't cancel her song. In fact, a school invited her as a guest. So one of her lyrics, and I don't listen to her music, but I know the profanity is pretty spot on, but the rest of the lyrics might be off because I haven't memorized it. But one of her, I think the first phrase, or the first, whatever they call that, paragraph to her lyrics or whatever, was, ready? My pussy's pink, my butthole is brown, I'm going to get pounded when I go downtown. And then she goes on to talk about chopping up people into little bits. I kid you not. Put on your headphones, Google this song, YouTube it, or whatever you want to do. These types of songs are not canceled, but when you have a song with no profanity and only the truth, and he was not inciting any kind of violence, they can't have that. They can't have the truth getting out to the people. No, you poison them, you poison their minds with porn and this kind of music which they're declaring as art. By the way, the kids can come back in the room. They're poisoning, they want the minds poisoned. They want the schools dumbed down. I've always said this, and this goes for all nationalities, all races. God, Jesus. Slavery never ended. It's been perfected. It was perfected. And I bring up the black YouTube channel because I wanted their perspective. I wanted to see what their outrage was. I wanted to understand. And what I found made me so proud and so relieved that I actually think once the white community and the black community start to learn that we've been played against each other by the news media outlets and the activists, the fake anger, the fake rage, all to make a profit. They don't want us to team up. And that's what's going on. You keep your enemy divided, easily conquered. And I just hope one day we can do that. I'm not saying that all black and white people are divided, but there's a large segment of inner city folks. I used to live in the Bronx, inner city. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx. So I know what I'm talking about. And I can tell you there is a division culturally, and we just think we hate each other. And I guess the news drives us to actually hate each other. And I think that's really ultimately what they're afraid of, these elites. Because they can't control us, they can't stay in power and make the big bucks if we're free. And so I commend these. And then the last point I want to make is the amount of views. Look at the views. This is all from reviewing that one song. And I must have watched 40 of them. I only jotted down 5. If every one of those views, and I looked at the comments too, the comments were all positive. If every one of these views tells one other person that song is not racist, and we're being played, that is some good stuff. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that like button. Fool the YouTube algorithms. You know, the people who are actually trying to manipulate us. Take care.